The month of November can be an uncertain time. With it being the last month of autumn, it's also close enough to winter to where the first snowfall might occur in it, if it hasn't already occurred in October. But whilst waiting for the end of days, a weird phenomenon tends to happen mid-November, where the temperature gets abnormally warm compared to the previous weeks of the fall season. This small period of time goes by many different names, most famously being referred to as the Indian summer, though since we're talking about Native Americans here, it's more preferred that you refer to it as the second summer. Also, in places like Europe, it's referred to as St. Martin's summer. There's also Shakespeare who referred to it as All Halloween summer, and other terms for it include Old Wives' summer and the Halcyon days. So if you couldn't figure out, I had a hard time figuring out how to title this video. For this video though, I'm only be focusing on the Indian summer term and why exactly this phenomenon occurs. So how should I word this? What is an Indian or second summer? This is the Imponderable, where we answer the questions you've never asked. Now, I am aware that the idea of a second summer may seem ridiculous to people that live in a climate where it's warm all year round to the point where if it gets to a frigid 70 degrees Fahrenheit, people have to wear winter coats, and just know that if you do, I'm judging you from afar. So as for the term Indian summer, its origins are rather foggy, and there's no real reason for why it's called that, but there are many theories. And you know, I'm starting to realize that for someone whose whole gimmick is answering questions, I have a lot of videos where I don't actually have the answers to the questions I'm presenting. Am I a fraud? Obviously, a lot of these theories revolve around Native Americans, with one of the most noble ones being around the fact that this small summer period would be a keen time for Native Americans to ambush European settlements. However, due to the fact that the first recorded use of the term Indian summer dates all the way back to 1778 in letters from an American farmer by a French-American farmer, oh hell no, I'm not getting paid enough to pronounce that. This theory isn't really backed up as much due to the fact that by 1778, Native American raids on European settlements weren't really that common anymore. Other theories include that the warm air was sent by Native American gods, or that sometimes American settlers would mistake sun rays as Native American campfires, which I just don't know how those even came to be. However, the theory that kind of makes the most sense involves Native Americans using this small warm period to get one last harvest in, thus they could increase their winter stores for the coming months. Moving on to what an Indian summer involves, at least, well, in the United States, because why should I care about the rest of the world, let's be honest. It's been agreed upon that this has to occur after the first frost, and it involves a polar air mass that stagnates and becomes warmer over time. Along with the warmer temperature, a temperature inversion also occurs as well, which causes vertical air motions to be inhibited. This results in smoke and dust being concentrated more close to the ground, and it is why this second summer winds up coming off more hazy than a typical summer. But if you're someone like me, you see this small period of time as the last hurrah before the annual ice age. So with all that being said, what is an Indian or second summer? Well, clearly it's another example of racist ideology infiltrating itself into our societal lexicon, poisoning the minds of our youth with the horrid beliefs of our forefathers. Or at least that's what I've been told explains most of the run-of-the-mill stuff you see in today's society.